Hi everyone, my name's Amy. I'm a Western tropical astrologer and I'm just going to make a quick video and quick horoscopes for you for the new moon that is occurring on Virgo on the 3rd of September at 11:56 a.m. Sydney time. So with the new moon, we always start a new cycle. It's a time of new beginnings and a great time to set new intentions of things we want to see grow in our life. This new moon will be occurring at 11 degrees Virgo. Virgo is a mutable earth sign ruled by Mercury. So it's a very practical time. It's a time where we've got to be pragmatic. It's a time where we've got to dissect and work out the faults and make the necessary improvements in a practical manner at whatever we're beginning now. This new moon will also be receiving an opposition from Saturn, which gives a more serious, somber tone to the new moon. It could also mean that whatever we're starting and whatever we're beginning now, comes with a sense of fear and hesitation. This new moon will also receive a square from Jupiter, suggesting that whatever we begin now will come with abundance and opportunity, but because of the opposition with Saturn, first we've got to work out the blocks, we've got to work out what is not working, and we've got to get ourselves out of the way so that we can start. And whatever we start will eventually bring us opportunity and growth, but first we've got to work out the problems. Okay, so quickly I'll just do some horoscopes now, so some very quick ones. Okay, so if you're an Aries rising, this new moon is starting a new cycle in your 6th house of health, work, pets, and your daily routines. Some of you could be starting a new job, some of you could be getting a new pet, or some of you can be starting new health regimes to work on your mental health, or you could be starting new communication projects at work. If you are a Taurus rising, this new moon is occurring in your 5th house of kids, hobbies, and fun and romance. So when I look at this, if you've been working on a hobby for some time, you could actually be in a position where you make money from it. There could be new financial opportunities and new cycles financially starting with, if you've got kids. It can also be a time where you really look deeply into, okay, what do I need to do to make myself feel happy? And start a new hobby or something that brings you joy. You could also be finally decide that you want to start dating again. Okay, so if you are a Gemini rising, this new moon will be occurring in your 4th house of home, family and property. Some of you can find that you're moving, you could be purchasing a home, doing some renovations, or just starting some necessary improvements around the home as well. It could also be a time a new cycle begins in the lives of your parents as well. Okay, so if you are a Cancer rising, this new moon will be occurring in your 3rd house of media, siblings, communications, and your local community. This could be a time where some of you are starting a podcast, for example, but there's some hesitation and fear that comes with putting it out there because you're worried that if everybody in the world hears it, they're going to think you're full of shit or something. It can also be a time where you begin a new training or new communications project that brings a sense of hesitation and uncertainty with it as well. Okay, so if you are a Leo rising, this new moon will be occurring in your 2nd house of finances and resources. Some of you can be beginning the process of receiving a new income stream. It could also be a time, if you've started a new job, where you finally start to see the income come from that new job as well. It could also be a time where you're rethinking your budget and realise that, I've been spending too much and now I have to redesign a whole new financial plan for myself. Okay, so if you are a Virgo rising, this new moon is happening in your 1st house. Okay, this could mean that there's a complete new cycle opening up in your life, and it could be with a lot of things, but if you're in a partnership or any of your one-on-one relationships, it could interfere and cause some tension within your relationship. So whatever you're starting for yourself now could cause some problems in your relationships. It could also be a time where you just go out and buy some new clothes, get your hair done differently, and present a new you to the world as well. Okay, so if you are a Libra rising, this new moon is occurring in your 12th house. You could just be feeling really tired and just off at the moment, to be honest. You could also be looking at, okay, what am I doing to myself that's really not helping my situation? For instance, okay, am I drinking too much piss and it's really affecting how I operate on a day-to-day process? am I smoking too many cigarettes? Do I need to quit the smokes? Or it could be, am I giving myself too much negative self-talk and I really need to learn to speak to myself a lot better? But generally, I think you're just going to feel a little tired and out of sorts and just want to retreat from the world for a while at the moment. Okay, so if you are a Scorpio rising, this new moon will be occurring in your 11th house of groups, friends, allies, and hopes and wishes for the future. This could be a time where you're beginning, where you decide that you're going to start a new community group. It could be a time where you bring some new friends into your life. It can also just mean that you're busy socially as well, or there's all this social stuff you want to do, and if you've got kids, it could feel like, oh shit, I want to go and do all this stuff with my friends, but my bloody kids need me. All right, if you are a Sagittarius rising, this new moon is occurring in your 10th house of career and what you do out in the world. Some of you can be starting a new line of career, moving from one thing to the next. You could also have some new career opportunities come your way or new career projects as well. It can also be a time to where if you're in a workplace and a new boss starts as well. Anybody in authority for you is starting new. Okay, so if you are a Capricorn rising, this new moon is occurring in your 9th house of higher education, learning, philosophy, and your belief systems. This could be a time where you really find a new belief system that you want to dive into deeply. You could also be starting a new uni project or course. You can also be just planning a new trip as well, or just taking a holiday at the moment and a trip away. Okay, so if you are a Aquarius rising, this new moon is happening in your 8th house of loans, debts, other people's resources, and inheritances. You could finally hear news of an inheritance. It could be a time when you're putting in a loan application, but before you get the loan, you realise that you need to reorganise your own personal finances a little bit better as well. Okay, so if you are Aquarius, Pisces rising, this new moon is happening in your 7th house of relationships. So if you're single, someone new can come into your life. If you're in an existing relationship, you could be starting going to the next step, for instance, or make a stronger commitment to each other. Some of you can also be starting a new business partnership or begin the process of a buying and selling relationship as well. All right, guys, well, thanks for listening, and I hope the new moon treats you all well. Thank you.